Christopher Sky. We've talked about Christopher Sky on the stream many times. But what has he done this time? Well, he went to Nanaimo in British Columbia, and I can't tell. I guess maybe we'll just read this article and we'll see where it takes us. But I guess to preempt what we're about to see is he was either invited or showed up to some sort of protest, anti-vaccine, anti-mask, anti-lockdown type protest in Nanaimo, BC, and then proceeded to, on a stage where like a band might be playing, he decided that he was going to turn heel and berate the audience. And we are going to watch that. But I can't tell, from the initial reading of it, I can't tell, and I wonder if they're going to get to it in the article, whether or not he was actually invited here and he was supposed to be speaking, or whether he, on his own initiative, came and took the mic and decided he was going to do the thing, you know? That's the part that I don't know yet. We'll figure that out in the article. I guess I should share with you first, Vienna.
Yes, that would be helpful, I guess.
No.
Are you gonna watch the video of him yelling at the people? Because I liked that one.
Yes. Have you seen it already? Have you seen it already, Vienna?
Yes, yeah, I saw the video. I'm just gonna ban this person because they're annoying.
Yeah, go for it. I mean, advocating the shit that they're advocating for is pretty shitty. I'm not as black-pilled as solidarity with the kids of anti-vaxxers. Oh yeah, 100%. If that's what they were arguing against, yes, boot them. Jesus.
I love just the unilateral decision from Vienna. Yeah, you are annoying me. Be gone.
I also love that
Beautiful.
once we ban him, he decides to follow us. Like, okay, whatever. Come back and
So
and
account
yell again,
created
brother.
literally yesterday is like, maybe.
Yeah. So here we go with the article. It's called Toronto Anti-Vaxxer Chris Sky Berates His Supporters in Cringeworthy Viral Video. Okay. Toronto's infamous...
Sorry, what city?
Toronto. Toronto anti-vaxxer. So he's from Toronto, apparently.
I swear you've pronounced it differently every single time you said it. I love
Toronto?
it. It's great. Yeah.
Toronto!
Don't do a newscaster voice. There are no two T's there.
Toronto's infamously intense anti-lockdown advocate Christopher Sakosha, better known as Chris Sky, continues to travel the nation preaching against pandemic-related public health measures, such as mandatory masks and vaccine passports. While he usually manages to draw hundreds of supporters to his rallies, Sky hasn't always been completely respectful to those who show up and rally alongside him. I'm actually kind of curious what this link is. Anti-vax bro Chris Sky doxed himself at Toronto rally, and it's going exactly how you'd expect. Okay. I guess he yelled at people then?
Sure.
Toronto. But never...
Toronto.
But never before has footage gone viral of the small, jacked man straight up screaming at children and calling his own fans loser on a microphone. Not until this week, at least.
I love calling him a small, jacked man.
Yeah.
He's just a little boy with too many muscles.
Chris Sky showed up late to his own rally. So it was his own rally, okay? I mean, I could take Karamaya on that. I'm not a huge fan of Karima? Karima? I can't remember.
I think it's Karima.
Either way, she did some things that weren't too great, like hosting a debate with Sky that fell through and just brought a bunch of fascists into Chinatown. Anyways, but I could at least probably take her word on this one. Sky and his colleagues appear to be on something called the No Vax Pass Tour, the contents of which are unclear, but appear to feature Sky delivering impassioned speeches about Pfizer secretly drugging kids and likening himself to Rosa Parks. Yeah.
Fuck.
This one has been oddly I've heard that a lot now about them comparing themselves to Rosa Parks for like refusing to be vaccinated or whatever. But
You're against vaccine apartheid.
yeah. The Canadian conspiracy theorist, as Wikipedia has dubbed him, was certainly passionate when he unleashed on crowds during a tour stop in Nanaimo, BC on Monday. In widely circulated footage from the Monday afternoon event, we hear a clearly agitated Sky bemoaning the fact that a band is playing music at the event he's late for. I'm going to fucking lose it, shouts Sky, who then, well, does. The controversial COVID denialist can be seen walking onto the gazebo stage and taking the singer's microphone right in the middle of a performance. Anyways, so that's the setup. I think we are now going to watch this video. Let's see if I can maximize this to full effect. Oh!
So good.
Yeah. But of course Rosa Parks is coming out. Well, I mean, like, I don't know if he mentions Rosa Parks here. Maybe he does. It's just like in my reading of all this like anti-vax shit. I mean, we've been hearing a lot lately referring it to like apartheid. And now we're getting the Rosa Parks references, so it is what it is. They're always going to. I mean, what was listening to Ezra for our next episode, and he's bringing up how like the people like who are not following the vaccine mandates are like the new like Schindlers. So we got that one as well. Yeah. This is fighting for your civil right to get other people sick. I know. This is everything about this is just so silly. But as you can see, like there's an interesting dynamic that's going to be in play here. And I guess we'll comment on it after we watch it. But let's watch this. This is a 2-minute long clip. I think we could get the whole thing in. But as you can tell, there's like a band set up here, and you got Chris Sky is here, and the crowd's hanging out. So let's see what Chris Sky has to say to his audience here.
Says me? What the fuck have you done, buddy? What have you done? Step up here. You're such a big man. Where are you? Come here. Come here. You want to
He wants to...
You're a big man. What have you done? Come here. Come and tell everybody here what you do on a daily basis to make a difference in this fight. Yes, you need to be lambasted because you're fucking making a joke while they're coming to kill your children. You guys are infighting between organizers, worrying about who's going to get the credit for throwing on an event. Who wants the credit for an event like this? It's a joke. You guys are a joke. This is a mockery. I hope you're upset. I hope I'm offending you. I'm more offended than all of you. Every single one of you.
My video is skipping here. I can't tell if it's the clip itself, but you can tell what he's calling them a joke. Now the funny thing is here, I can oddly his voice cracking, but I can oddly I can oddly relate as a leftist. Not for their cause, but general, like, sometimes I've had this emotion where I've just wanted to yell at other leftists and be like, why are we always infighting? Why can't we all just get along? You know, so like there's
I'm gonna post another one of his videos in Discord.
Is it?
It is the one that I saw, because I haven't seen this one,
Neither
and I like the
have
other
I.
one a lot more.
Yeah, I was hoping this is the one where he was gonna... This might have made occur after the one, because...
I think it might have, yeah. But yeah, just like... Wow. It's very funny that he comes and he just like takes credit for everything, and he's like, how dare you guys fight over who's gonna take credit, or blah, 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 too. Like...
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. Like, again, Chris Sky is a piece of shit. I'm not saying this in support of Chris Sky, but there is a sense in which I find it difficult when comparing him to the other people to understand the grifting dynamic. Where, like, I honestly get the feeling from Chris Sky that he's a true believer. I'm not sure what the grift is. And there was an interesting dynamic as well when he had the point when he realized the PPC was trying to co-opt this kind of movement. And he took a stand being like, he doesn't want to get the politics involved because it shouldn't be about the politics. It's about like your freedoms, blah, 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 all the bullshit, right? And so like he's interesting in that way. But then there's like, I don't know, it's how you navigate that. Like, I don't think this is how you win hearts and minds, if that makes sense, you know? I don't think this is gonna help his cause in any capacity. Chris Guy picks a very peculiar hill to die on. Yeah, like the Holocaust denial that he died on. Hey, sorry I'm late. So weirdly entertaining seeing Chris Guy flip his top. Yes, so I'm gonna minimize this one because I think we will come back to it in a second, and we'll watch this one because this is definitely I think the one that I saw before. So, and I think it occurs before because he's wearing his shades. I was thinking this when we were watching the earlier clip, that he had his shades off, and I was like, that is not the clip I remember seeing. So this is the clip I remember, and Vienna remembers as well. So I hope you enjoyed this one as well.
Honestly, I was going to come to give a really nice speech, and then I show up here and I realize, you guys, they say when you have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. Well, I got nothing nice to say, but I got a whole lot to say anyway. I don't know what the fuck you people think this is. This is a war against your fucking children. They are coming to inject them with a poison. They are taking your jobs. They're taking your houses. And how do you respond? You spend 1 or 2 hours a week freedom fighting by coming and listening to a fucking band play? Are you guys fucking kidding me? Are you guys kidding me? This is what it means to freedom fight for you. To come and listen to a stupid band and sing and dance while the organizers are more worried about getting you on a fucking march than getting you to actually do something for yourself. Fucking pathetic. Each and every one of you should be absolutely ashamed of yourselves. You're walking around like this is a party. Like this is a joke.
Now, he started getting booed there. But again, there's a dynamic here in which I sympathize with, which only in the sense of like, I've been to protests as well, where just a bunch of people are hanging around, and you're like, this is a thing that really matters, and your choice is to just sit around and do fuck all, like,
right?
It can be very frustrating, you know.
Okay, yeah, but counterpoint, isn't Chris Sky the one that organized protests with like half-naked women making a party of his protests? So maybe Chris Sky can shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I mean, that is an interesting. That aspect of it completely left my brain. But he had, when this whole thing kicked off, he would bring bikini clad and would this was like April 2020. I
completely forgot about that too. Yeah.
That's the thing. If you're gonna sit there and complain like, oh, I can't believe you guys think this is a party. Well, Chris, you made it a fucking party. Everything about this is a fucking party to you. And now you want to pretend that it's like some freedom fighting bullshit. I don't know, man.
Ron remembers the deep lore.
I don't know, Chris. Lie down with dogs and all that.
There is a sense, though, of just the Republican politics generally, which is that it is interesting that a lot of them think, and we'll probably come back to this when we start talking about what happened at the American election, but there was a lot of this atmosphere of we are currently living in tyranny. This is the equivalent of Nazi Holocaust, but it's happening to us, and we have to rebel now or else all of our freedom is going to be taken away. And you feed this rhetoric to these people, and yet I can imagine if what Chris and even Ezra or these other anti-masker, anti-vaccine type people are saying is true. If what they're saying is actually 100% true, why would you be standing around playing music like this? You know what I mean? If it really is as bad as they say it is, you should totally be doing something more, right? I mean, I don't think it is that bad, right? That's the different thing. It's I feel like if the opposite were true and we were actually experiencing Nazi Germany right now and people were being rounded up into camps, I'd be a little upset if no one was protesting it and they were all just like holding hands singing Kumbaya. Like, that would be super fucking frustrating. The only difference is that these people believe in nonsense, you know? Which is like, I don't know then like how to take this, because it's like, obviously I don't want them to actually be listening to Chris Sky here, right? uh, and this might actually be frightening if like he's already at this state such that he, like, what's the next step here? Militancy? You know?
I mean, yeah, that's always been his goal at some level. Like, he wants a like street gang type of thing, going around smashing windows of places that demand you wear a mask.
Yeah.
And Nom made a good point of him trying to depoliticize, or I feel like more departisan it, because he obviously sees it as a political thing, but like to draw it away from the electoral aspect of politics is his way of keeping out people that could become movement leaders and out organize him, which on some levels is very true. Like, he's alienated a lot of the kind of like more mainstream people that would be sympathetic to him, including anybody connected to electoral politics, in a way that like allows him to maintain his own position, and also like those remnants that are still out doing the protests are way fucking like weirder and like more militant, I guess.
Yeah. Like the Queen Dadula people.
Tim, yeah. Tim said, we all know most of them don't really believe the alarmism. They want an excuse, excusing rhetoric to feel like they're the brave victims of state tyranny, LARPing, but here's Chris Sky blowing up the cover narrative and spoiling everyone's fun. And it's like, yeah, that's true. Like, they want to feel like they're like, oh, wow, we're just cool everyday activists having a good time and building community with one another. And Chris is like, no, we need to fight the medical tyranny.
Yeah, and like that's what frustrates me on like the opposite side of like leftist politics. Is like, you know, sometimes our fights are real to a certain extent. There really is people who are being evicted from their homes and whatnot, you know? And so when you have like things like evictions happening against people's will in precarious positions, it would be nice if society stepped up and actually got involved and like formed lines and blocked it and like, you know, those kinds of things where most of them just want to like march to City Hall, sing a few songs and go home, which is frustrating. But like, at least in my case, I want to actually say there's a real harm associated with evicting people in precarious positions. There is, you know, what are they fighting here? what are they fighting for? To spread a disease because they don't understand science, right? That's the frustrating and scary part of it. I want to watch the last of this clip though. So this happened afterwards, and it was clear he was cussing them out, and he was getting in a fight with one of the people in the crowd. So let's see how this clip ends. See where it went.
You talking big game. What the fuck have you done? What have you done? Come here. Come here, buddy. Where's the truth and love? Here's the truth and love. Love and truth are real. Well, guess what? Singing and dancing when they're coming to kill your children ain't gonna help your children. Everybody here. It wasn't in my mind. So I imagine. I'm sorry, everybody.
Plaid shirt man is
imagine that I came here and everybody's singing and dancing.
I love there's like one person clapping, like, yeah, I'm into this while everyone else is booing.
Love and truth are real.
I've never seen someone lose control of their movement so effectively as Chris Sky has.
Yeah.
He's got like two women just like trying to keep the old guy from punching him in the face.
Yeah, but I love
Holy
the
shit.
plaid old guy who's just like, honestly, this guy could not take this guy out. What the fuck he's thinking?
Well, I think he's just trying to be like, "Hey, dude, chill out." And then this woman, like, I don't know if you saw, but she has like this weird like crab dance in front of him. Like, you can't do that. And I'm like, what
Like
is this? Go ahead.
It felt like an elementary school like basketball. Like you're trying to block the person.
It did, yeah, it really did. Well, this whole thing is so fucking juvenile, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who are you talking to? The person in your head? What a comeback, dude. What a fucking clapback.
I do
No,
want to say,
but
though,
that was
like old man Winter's here, and these two ladies sitting up front in their chairs. Like, what are they gonna do? Are they gonna storm the Walmart and like throw tear gas grenades? What are they gonna do, Chris Guy?
Fucking give him a Mosin. Put him on the front lines. The
I mean-
culture war. Let's go.
I think there's a part of me too, which is like the reason why they probably only want to come to like listen to a band play is because they're all fucking boomers, or at least a majority of this crowd is probably boomer. You know, there's a few youthful. This person looks pretty young standing over here, but like most of them look well aged. You know, which is like no problem with that, but let those old ladies man the turret guns. Oh my god. It's deconstructing.
Ladies and gentlemen, every single one of you need to go home, because I already know what you're going to do. You're going to finish off over here, you're going to fucking go home, you're going to tell yourselves whatever you need to tell yourself, and by tomorrow, you're going to be putting your mask back on and going about your business.
Yeah,
Wow.
probably, Chris. That's right. Oh god, man,
There was
I'm
more of that
jealous.
thread though.
Oh, is there?
There was more what, sorry?
There were more videos in the thread.
I wish I could just do steroids and snort coke all the time and talk to
He
people.
calmed down after a few hugs. Yeah, like he's gotta be like just blasted.
I mean, if my daddy owned a construction company that made me lots of money, so I never had to work really a day in my life, I'd snort coke too. It sounds great. What a good fucking life.
Now, we don't know that he's using coke. We don't know that, but
I'm just saying it'd be wonderful. That's all. That's all. That's all I'm saying. I'm just drawing a parallel.
Or just, he can afford it. That's what we'll say. And we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
he's high, all right. High on righteousness. I would be interested in watching them storm the Bastille. Not that it will end well. Yeah. No, a lot of these people aren't storming nothing. But let's, I guess, the caption for this one, and again, not a huge Dean Blundell fan, so I'm not sure where he's getting this video from, but and not sure what this captioning represents, but apparently Chris Guy felt better after some hugs. This is what this video is.
It's not about that. Everybody needs to understand this is a lot more serious than you are making it. And if you're, no, apparently you don't. Because you're singing and dancing. If you were as serious right now as you're pretending, okay, then why did you tell them? Then why did you tell them? Stop the friggin' music and let's start talking about things that matter.
I want to note, because right now he's like, stop the music and let's start talking about things that matter. I mean, there's an element in which there's still the grift here, which is like, it would be one thing if he's like, let's stop the music and go destroy a business or something, right? But instead it's like, let's stop the
Go
music.
burn down a vaccine clinic.
Yeah, but it's let's stop the, like, he's like, they're killing our kids. They're injecting poison into our kids. So rather than doing anything about that, let's just talk about it. But how dare you listen to music while we talk about it? You know, like, there's a weird dynamic at play.
Hold up here.
Oh,
Hold up. Be quiet.
who's this person?
On a rainy day, I need your peace. I need your quiet. I need your respect.
Oh, he's getting hugged here now.
I'm a local. And I go out to protest. And we protest the COVID, the lockdown, and we protest what's happening with our children. We go out to Oaks Road on a Sunday at 12 o'clock.
I feel like it would be awesome now if like this guy and Chris Sky fight for leadership.
I hope so.
Fight.
It's between Mr. You all are a bunch of losers and Mr. We protest at 12 on a Sunday.
Oh my god.
Gotta be 12 because church is at 11.
I wondered too. Sorry, go on, Elron. You can go first.
I was going to continue mocking the poor man. You should cut me off.
Oh, you can mock him all you want.
No, I'm not going to mock the poor old guy who's, high off of your equivalent of Fox News. It's too easy.
Druthers.
I was gonna have like the flip side, so we don't have the full story here. And there also could be the element of like, yeah, Chris Sky isn't from Nanaimo, so he's showing up and just yelling at these people as if they're doing nothing. And it's like, maybe they just threw this party because you're coming to town. Meanwhile, like, maybe they have been active for like the rest of the time. You know what I mean? He doesn't
They've
know
been making
what...
a lot of bars.
Yeah.
Those Nanaimo bars.
So this, where it ends up, I guess, like, maybe this is what he wants his activism to be. But it says... hundreds of people in Nanaimo still joined Sky to storm a local Canadian Tire directly following the rally. Okay, so like maybe this is what he thinks action is. Now,
I think it is, yeah.
Now, full disclosure, I worked at a Canadian Tire. I have seen more rowdy crowds on a Black Friday, to be honest.
All right,
I've once seen, just one second, I've once seen a man punch an old woman in the face over a pressure cooker that was on sale. Okay? Go on, alright.
I have to say, as an American, every time you tell me you worked at Canadian Tire, I still imagine just like a garage. Like I imagine you worked at like an auto mechanic or something every single time. And I know you've told me many single times this is like your equivalent of Target or something, but
no, it's more like Walmart. I think would be a better.
I was trying to be nice. That's what it came down to.
So it's
with the Target comparison.
It's like It's like a Walmart home hardware cross.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Okay.
Why?
And part of it stems from because it started as an auto mechanic place, right? So they do, but like Walmart, because even Walmarts now have like garages, where you can go.
Walmart has everything.
Yeah,
some Walmarts have like luxury apartments. Did you know that?
That is messed up.
Yeah, well, I made it up, so
Okay.
But I'm just trying to give them ideas.
I would believe it.
You believed it.
I would believe it. Yeah, that would not surprise me. But yeah, like I think it started off as just like an auto mechanics place, and then it expanded into like sporting goods and camping and like outdoorsy stuff. And now they do home hardware, and like now they're like there's even like food. It's just becoming
I was
a Walmart.
literally gonna make the joke like you came to get your car fixed and walked out with some maple syrup. So
Yeah,
that's really how it is for you.
and so
Right.
I mean,
basically.
yeah. I mean, when I worked there, it was mostly, we had a toy section, and that was the extent. I think now they've even teamed up with Mark's Work Warehouse, so there's some, like, Canadian Tires where you can, like, get clothes and shit in them. Anyways, it's becoming its own, like, little empire. But my point is, I mean, for one, I feel bad for the retail workers that are going to get exposed to, like, 100 people who are unvaccinated who just decided to show up at your fucking place of work. So, like, shitty. But like, what is this? Like, why do this? What does this prove? You know, is this the storming of the Bastille? You annoyed as excuse me, a team of employees. You just annoyed a bunch of people who are working part-time at a fucking Canadian Tire. That's what you needed to do for your freedom? So fucking embarrassing. But let's watch.
So here we are in Nanaimo. We came.
Were you gonna say something, Vina? Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna make a quick aside about Canadian Tire money, but that can wait.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
So here we are in Nanaimo. We came to Canadian Tire because a young lady got assaulted here last week. So we finished up the protest, and we're now here with over 100 mask-free people. You can hear them cheering. The RCMP is here. They walked us inside. They're here with other local police, and they're 100% supportive. And we are absolutely enjoying our freedom here, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this.
I would
Everybody
love to show
mask-free.
somebody.
This is.
I would love to show somebody like in 2017 this clip.
Like, just to be like, this is what your future holds in store, kind of thing.
Well, just like there was no reference to COVID so far. There was like it was just talking about the RCMP and police escorting these people into a Canadian Tire and them not having to wear masks, and that's it. And I love the idea of that, like free from knowing about a pandemic.
I'm trying to find, because he said that there was some woman in Nanaimo who was like assaulted in a Canadian Tire. And I can't find any information on this, even by like basic Google searches. This article mentions the
Cops and RCMP escorted us into a Canadian Tire and are happy that we're there. Again, free from COVID context. Like, what the fuck?
Oh my god. I'm trying, like, I can't find. Is this the video? Earlier this year, a man was detained by staff in a Burnaby Canadian Tire. That's not the same.
No. How close are Burnaby and Nanaimo, though?
And maybe this is what they're talking about?
This is insane. This is what we call.
This might be it. The Vax van is in Nanaimo this afternoon in the Canadian Tire parking lot as Van Island Health vaccinates some of those most on the fence about getting blah, 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 blah. Anti-vaxxers who also showed up, someone called the RCMP. Okay, so it was like a pop-up thing where someone Vax is harming children, why don't you care? Okay, so there's, I guess maybe you can't see because of my head, but like this woman's holding a protest sign and not wearing a mask, and then RCMP showed up. But like, who was this person who got assaulted? Like, I can find no information on this. So they were just like, we heard the news, someone got assaulted, and there's actual no news, and then they just stormed a random crappy tire.
Why does that surprise you?
It doesn't. I was just hoping. I was hoping to get some footage so we could at least critique or analyze whether this kind of response was justified, you know?
Okay, well,
really
let's try this
think-
again.
You-
In
This
what
guy
way
do
would it
that?
be justified?
Go on the internet and tell lies?
Oh,
Who
God.
would do such a thing? Who would?
Anti-vaxxers.
I know.
You think they would do-
I had high hopes, all right? I was thinking we were going to
Anyway.
get something different today, all right?
Are you excited to know that your kids will soon be able to get COVID vaccines, Jody?
I am pretty pumped about that. Well, at least one of them will. The other is still too young, sadly. But yeah, that's what it is. We wear our masks. Cases have been down in our area, so I'm hopeful things will be okay. And eventually we will be getting boosters. Although I think I'll have to wait a bit for a booster because I was later in the cohort to get my second. So I think a lot of people got it much earlier than I. But I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. But yes, I am super pumped. Super pumped and looking forward to having that be less of a worry. since my since my son goes every day to school and is somewhat exposed to all the classmates who are also not vaccinated. And I don't know what their parents believe. I don't know if their parents are vaccinated or what. So good fun. Well, let's hear more of this whatever this is.
Freedom. This is what we call standing up for ourselves. Look at all these people. Look at everybody in here. Look at this, guys. This is freedom.
God bless you, my brother.
Thank you, sir. Love you.
Hey, young fella, you're doing a hell of a job. God bless you.
Thank you, sir. Look at this. We're actually singing.
Thanks for kicking our asses and
I
getting
think
us
we needed it. Look at this, everybody. Swing hot, swing
Oh my.
Oh God!
So here we
Oh no, I didn't mean to do
What
that.
the fuck?
Look at this, everybody. Swing hot.
So, if you don't know what's happening right now, Aaron, this is them singing the Canadian national anthem, which is a very American-centric thing to do, is for a bunch of patriots to just break out the tune of the Star Spangled Banner. Well, we are getting the a cappella version of the Canadian national anthem right now.
Beautiful.
And they're doing a canon. Oh my God! Dude, they're not in sync. Did you hear that? They're like our true North Star and free. Oh dear Lord!
I think it's the closest.
What is the what?
I think it's the closest to like hearing the anthem that I've had in like a good 4 years.
I had to hear it when my son was doing online schooling. They played it every morning. But yes.
Did they make him like stand for it?
Oh, no.
Oh, thank God.
The best part too is Rachel would add additional lyrics in it as well. Because where he did the online schooling, Rachel's like workspace was right beside, and so it'll be like because one of the lines is our home in native land, and so she would sing our home on native land, and like what was there was another one like God keep our land, and she had another addition to that. So anyways. But yes, even when I was
Tim,
growing up, they
yes,
played it every morning. Yep.
Yeah, they play it every morning in like the publicly funded schools,
Yep.
like elementary and high school.
No, we try our best to make sure there's an additional form of education when the kid gets home after the more nationalistic elements that remain in the school curriculum. You know. Hello, the Kevin FM. Welcome to the stream. I still have not checked out your thing yet. I think we met in another Twitch stream. I feel like it was bad praxis. But welcome. Thanks for following. North Americans are weird.
Yeah.
I said it. No, we are. We are very weird.
I really want to show, like, I wish time travel were real so that I could show somebody this like 3 or 4 years ago and just ask them to explain what's going on, because like the way that they're like, oh yeah, the cops and the RCMP escorted us into this Canadian Tire and now we're singing the Canadian Tire national anthem and like it just feels like this store has seceded and is a nation. Like I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. No, it's wild.
I'm just, yeah, what the fuck? I can't imagine what I want to find like the employees' social media also and just see like them posting, be like, what the fuck happened at work today?
No, that's like the whole time I'm like, what if I was still working at Canadian Tire and I experienced something like this? What the fuck would I do? That would be so awkward. So awkward. I was gonna say though, Tim. So you're talking about how weird we are on Ezra's show. So we're about a month behind in the recording of stuff, and the episode that I'm listening to, it's like near the end of September. So this would have happened in Australia near the end of September. And there was a moment where I guess union members who were against the lockdowns in Australia were like swearing and yelling at their union leaders and then tried to enter a union building of some kind. And Ezra plays this on his audio podcast. And I'm eventually going to have to find footage of this outside of the context of like listening to Ezra's show that I did today. But like, there was moments where like all you hear is yelling on this audio podcast, and I have no clue what the fuck happened. But apparently, Australians were throwing some fists, some Australian union members, about the lockdowns there. So it's happening everywhere. But what I didn't hear was they didn't just break out into the Australian national anthem while doing it. So there is that. Need to do an experiment/reality TV show of castaways or coma patients, just showing them this shit. Dear Lord.
See everybody? See what happens when Chris Sky comes to town? You guys ready to book me in your town? This is what we call, of course you can hug me. This is what we call united, not, did I get you going? You got us going, man. I hope so. That's my job, motherfuckers. I love you guys. Look at this, everybody. That's freedom.
That's freedom. That, if we didn't have this, we wouldn't have freedom.
Standing, singing in a Canadian Tire, that's freedom.
Oh, how, like...
You think they bought anything?
No. I wonder, like...
Do you think they stole anything?
Probably. Listen, chances are, when the RCMP weren't looking, you know. I do, like, there's an element of how, like... Isn't there, like, a cultish vibe to that, though? Like, the ending there, like, even the people who kept coming up to him being like, thank you for kicking our ass, brother, or else we wouldn't have, like, come out here, kind of thing. How much of that do you think is, like, sincerity? Or, like, what do you think that is? That is so weird and odd. I don't even know how to place it.
They love him. We all love Chris. They all wanted to kiss him.
But give me a hug, brother.
Right on his big teeth.
I wonder if, like, those are the types of people who were already going to do this anyways, regardless of him having a meltdown, you know? But it was, like, a way to, like, grovel, in a sense, to their dear leader. You know what I mean? Like, it had that kind of, like, vibe to it. But still weird. Again, like, it's weird thinking that, like, of all the things that he said about, like, what, you're just hanging around. You're just having a party. It's time, we need to talk and do things. And the doing things is walking around singing "Oh Canada" in a Canadian Tire without wearing a mask. That's the doing things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that sounds
That's
like
the
they're having a
revolution
party.
right there.
Oh, God.
Hello, my rebels. Hello, my rebels. I'm a good boy. I'm a weirdo.